Madhavam Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Chamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Chamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Radha Nat Radha Radha Nat Radhe. Jai Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jai Giri Govardhan. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Anitai, Gauranitai, Jai Gauranitai, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivracharya Sutasara. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivracharya Sutasara. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj ki jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sakho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai. Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Shrimati Indradumna Swanti Namne. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktiranta Swanti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Dirishtarane. Dear devotees, thank you for attending. So today we're going to be reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Canto 4, text, Chapter 25, Text 13. Sa ekada himatvato Sa ekada imatvato Dakshineshu atasanushu Dakshineshu atasanayashu Dadharsha navabhidvabhir Dadharsha navabhidvabhir Puram Lakshita Lakshana Puram Lakshita Lakshana Sa ekada himatvato Sa ekada himatvato Dakshineshu atasaneshu Dakshineshu atasaneshu Sadharshanavabhidvabhir Sadharshasnavabhidvabhir Param Lakshita Lakshana Sa ekada himatvato Dakshineshu atasaneshu Darshanavabhedvapi. Excuse me. Param Lakshita Lakshana. Param Lakshita Lakshana. May you repeat? Thanks. Dakshineshu. Sekada himadvato Dakshineshu tasashu Tasashana vibhavi Param Lakshita Lakshana Saikada himadvato Dakshineshu tasaneshu Darshanavabhedvapi Param Lakshita Lakshana. So we'll do the word for word. Sa, the king Puranjan. Ekada, once upon a time. Himadvata, of the Himalaya mountains. Dakshineshu, southern. Atha, after this. Saneshu, on the ridges. Dadarsha, found. Navabhi, with 9. Dwarshabhi, Dwabhi, gates. Puram, a city. Lakshita, visible. Lakshanam, having all auspicious facilities. Translation. Once while wandering in this way, he saw on the southern side of the Himalayas, in a place named Bharatavarsha, India, a city that had 9 gates all about and was characterized by all auspicious facilities. So you may repeat. Once while wandering in this way, he saw the southern side of the Himalayas in a place named Bharatavarsha, India, a city that had 9 gates all about and was characterized by all auspicious facilities. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this is a long purport, right? The tract of land of the Himalayan mountains is a land of India. The tract of land south of the Himalayan mountains is a land of India, which is known as Bharatavarsha. When a living entity takes birth in Bharatavarsha, he is considered to be most fortunate indeed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stated, Bharata Brahmite Hela Manushya Janam Hara Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Upakara. Thus, whoever takes birth in the land of Bharatavarsha attains all facilities of life. He may take advantage of all the facilities for both material and spiritual advancement, and thus make his life successful. After attaining the goal of life, one may distribute his knowledge and experience all over the world. Distribute his knowledge and experience all over the world for humanitarian purposes. In other words, one who takes birth in the land of Bharatavarsha by virtue of his past pious activities gets full facility for development to develop the human form of life. In India, the climatic conditions is such that one can live very peacefully without being disturbed by material conditions. Indeed, during the time of Maharaj Yudhisthira or Lord Ramachandra, people were free from all anxieties. There was not even extra cold or extreme heat. The three kinds of miserable conditions, Adhyatmika, Adhibodhika, and Adhidevika. Miseries inflicted by the body and the mind, those afflicted by other living entities, and natural disturbances. We're all absent during the reign of Lord Ramachandra and Maharaj Yudhisthira, but at present, compared to other countries on earth, India is artificially disturbed. Despite these material disturbances, however, the country's culture is such that one can easily attain the goal of life, namely salvation or liberation from material bondage. Thus, in order to take birth in India, one must have performed many pious activities in a past life. So we'll just comment as we're reading, as we go along. So here, this place, this tract of land known as Bharatavarsha is being glorified, and whoever takes birth on that tract of land is actually very pious or have performed many pious activities in his past life, so that he has taken birth there. And those who are in that part of land are meant to be preaching Sanatana Dharma or the cult of Krishna consciousness all around the world. But we see this is not so, right? In today's day and age, people are doing, those who are devotees of Krishna in ISKCON basically, or devotees of Krishna are basically preaching Sanatana Dharma or devotional life all around the world. And now, at present, we have many youngsters who have taken on this mission of Srila Prabhupada and are going around the world and are doing this. But most of the people, we'll say 98% of them are stuck in their ways, and they're following the Western culture. And because why? They want more money so that they can live better, right? So like this, people are lost. This is not so prevalent now. They may be following some type of Hindu culture, but they are not taking it very seriously, because these religions are there to gain material amenities, right? So I want this and I want that, and we see this all around the world in every culture. People are struggling and they want different material amenities to live comfortably. But we see that in Indian culture, basically the way it was previously, is that people just lived with the simple things. They didn't need a lot to live. And whatever they had, they made do, and they concentrated their energy on God. So like this, we should not be so eager for material things, because what's the use of it? At the end of this life, everything is going to go anyway. So what is the use of it? right? And now we would say that people in ISKCON, have this instructions on their head, right? That if you're born in a ISKCON, in ISKCON or in Krishna consciousness, basically, then you have this responsibility of going out there and preaching this message and reclaiming all the fallen souls back to Krishna. So we'll see that sometimes we go out and we preach and it's not very effective, right? Because people have many sinful activities in their heart, and they still have many desires in their heart that they want to be fulfilled. And therefore, we may preach sometimes until we're blue in the face, but people won't take it up. But nevertheless, we should not despair. We should go out and we should do our duty, because this is a duty of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada came to the West in order to give us this, right? And if Prabhupada hadn't come to the West, where would we all be? We'd still be wallowing in material life, right? We wouldn't have this opportunity to serve their lordships on the altar, to do Harinam, to do Kirtans for the Lord. We wouldn't be able to do this, right? Although some of us are coming from Hindu backgrounds, and it is said that if you take birth in a Hindu family, then it's pious. And we've been, from birth, we have been basically we know Vedic culture, right? And but still, it was not enough. That was not enough, because our desires, we wanted to fulfill our desires, basically. So that wasn't enough. Until and unless Srila Prabhupada came and he hauled us out of this material tabernacle, I would say. He actually would, via his books and via his preaching and, by the devotees, basically we have come into contact with Krishna consciousness, and we have made our lives, we are trying to make our lives perfect. I won't say that we are perfect as yet. No, we still have a lot to do. But yes, we are trying, and we are on this path of Krishna consciousness. So like this, but really what were we engaged in? Fulfilling our senses. I was listening to a class by Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and he was saying, it was a clip basically, it was on Facebook, and he was saying that what have we come here to do? We have come to this material world to gratify our senses. That's all. Gratify our senses and, try to build a huge palace, but actually it's not fruitful at the end of your life. So he was saying we are gratifying our senses like asses, right? So, and he kept repeating this, that we came here to gratify our senses like asses. But he says even the animals are gratifying their senses, right? So what is the difference between us and the animals? It's just that we have higher intelligence and we can pray to God and, make our lives perfect. But the animals, they cannot do this. You don't see an animal, very, very seldom in India, you find. But you don't find animals, coming to the temple and praying. No. Unless the owner brings his dog or something. But we don't allow, pets into the temple also, because they're very muchi in that, they may bath or the owner gives them a bath once in 3 months or something. I don't know. I didn't have a pet, so I don't know. So like this, animals don't pray. So therefore, but we can help them along if we do have pets. We can help them along by giving them Mahaprasadam, and in that way, in their next life, they may take a birth or they will take birth as a human being or a devotee. So that's the power of Mahaprasadam, right? And hearing the holy names. So, even one of the Charyas, he prays, not sure who it was, but he prays, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if I have to take birth, I would like to take birth as an animal, then let it be in a devotee family, at least I'll get to hear the holy names like that. So, I mean, that's very far-fetched for us because we cannot pray like that, right? We are still not so purified. So like this, the exalted acharyas would pray like this. And in the previous purport, Prabhupada says that we are gratifying our senses, and he illustrates different animals and how they are gratifying their senses. And he says that the fish, has an uncontrollable tongue, and therefore the fisherman goes and, he hooks a worm on his a bait basically, and he throws it into the ocean, and thereby the fish, he basically grabs onto this, but he's hooked by that, and he loses his life. So we see that we have a moat here, and we have many fish in the moat, and when we feed them, throw these grains of whatever you call them, fish food basically, so they will like, oh my God, that's like a they all fight, to actually go first for the food, and they like basically they jump out. Although the fish swim, but these fish, they jump up to grab the food, right? So yeah, we see like that. And then we have the elephant. The elephant is basically one of his senses is the sex organ where he is basically captured by, right? So Sri Govinda Prabhu, in his last class, basically on this on this text, he basically explained about that and how the elephant is captured by sex desire, right? Where a deep trench is dug, and the female elephant, she goes past, and unknown to the male elephant, he goes past and into this ditch, he falls into this ditch, which is basically covered by grass or whatever, and he falls into this ditch. So like that. And the deer, by hearing, right? And when this musical or the flute is played, Shri Radharanath Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So when the flute is played, he's very enchanted by this music, and in this way he goes towards that music, and that's how he's captured, right? And we see, birds also, right, by their tongue. They're always looking for something to eat. And, when we're small, little, we're very naughty. And I'd like to relay this incident. So we would make like a cage, right? And we have it halfway opened, like a jar, and we'd throw grains in there. And when the bird would come and eat the grains, and we'd like pull the rope, and the cage will come down onto the bird, and he'd be trapped. So this was fun. We would not harm the bird, and after a few moments we'd let it go. We just like to play around with it, so we'd let it go. So like this, the birds also, when they're eating, they're always looking around like that. So that's how they are captured. And we find that, so like this, the human being basically, he is captured by all his senses, When he sees palatable food, he wants to run to that. When he wants to hear nice music, he wants, the touch desire, the sex desire is there, and, a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, and they want to, go towards that. And the nose, nice aromas like this, they want to go to. So they are captured by all their senses, right? So in Krishna consciousness, we are learning how to purify all our senses, right? Because we're very easily captured by these senses. So how to purify these senses? So it's in the Bhagavatam, it's illustrated by Maharaj Ambarish how to purify the different senses, right? The nose by smelling the flowers offered to the Lord, the tulsi leaves, like this. The mouth by having Krishna Prasadam, by tasting Krishna Prasadam. Then our taste for all these other obnoxious things will go away, right? And we won't want to actually eat that anymore, right? All this dead matter. So that's how we get purified. And you will see, as new devotees, when you start eating prasadam, then you will this taste of for meat actually just vanquishes, and it you don't even want to get the smell of meat because it's so horrendous, right? So like this, we don't want to go near that place. So like this, right? And so we can hear the holy names, chant and hear the holy names, listen to kirtan. So in this way, our senses get purified when we listen to kirtan the whole day, and we listen to classes. There's many online classes that we can listen to like this. So in this way, all our senses become purified. And so here in this chapter, Puranjana is being described. Like here in this verse, he saw the city of 9 gates, basically in India. So basically he's taken an Indian body with the 9 gates. The 9 holes in the body are the 9 gates. So in this way, he was basically captured by all these gates, and he was living, a materialistic life like that. So we find that, as I was saying, Gaur Govinda Swami, he was saying that we are like asses, we're working hard day and night to gratify our senses. And in the Bhagavatam also, Swavidvara Hastakarai, right? So this verse is there that actually illustrating, one second. I somehow can't do this with the cup. It comes all over me. I have the water. So he says that the hog, at least the ass, it's working so hard day and night for the washerman, just for a morsel of grass. In that purport, Prabhupada is explaining that grass can be found anywhere, but the donkey basically it will go and it'll work so hard for the washerman whole day, carrying loads on its back. This was prevalent in bygone days, in Prabhupada's time, where they would carry loads on their back, right? Heavy loads for the washermen. This was in India. And maybe here too, I don't know. I was very little. So in that way, this demonstration is there, right? And then he talks about the hog. The hog, basically, it lives in a filthy place, and it'll eat anything and everything, that's thrown to him, or he would wallow in the gutters of, and basically, when I first went to India, I saw this. This was a long time ago. With the hogs, they would roll in the gutters and eat all these things that comes, and they had moris, open sewers basically, and we'd see that the hogs are feasting on all of these things, right? So that's there, the hogs. Dogs basically, Prabhupada described the dog. The dog goes and it wanders from place to place. If it doesn't have an owner, right? It goes from place to place looking for scraps of food to eat, and whatever is thrown to it, the dog will eat, like that. And he compares this to human beings. We may have degrees, right? But we don't have a job, right? So we go from office to office, looking for work like this. For what? Just to fill our bellies, Prabhupada says. So in this way, we find that these animals are being compared to the human beings, right? Dogs, hogs, asses, and camels. The camels, basically, they eat the thorny twigs, right? And when they eat the thorny twigs, it mixes with the blood, and it creates a very nice taste. So similarly, human beings, he compares this to sex life. When one engages in sex life, then he feels it's very pleasurable, like this. But he's losing his blood, in one sense, right? And actually sex life drains your blood, basically. So in this way, the these four animals are illustrated, and it basically Prabhupada compares the human being to these animals. So like this, we should actually try not to be so animalistic and take to Krishna consciousness and try to perfect our lives, right? So when we and some of us can identify with these animals. Some of us can identify in our previous maybe lives or previous prior to coming to Krishna consciousness. We had some of these experiences. So like this, right? And Prabhupada says that actually, we. Let's just continue reading, and then we can comment more on whatever Prabhupada has to say here. In this verse, the word Lakshita Lakshanam indicates that the human body attained in Bharatvarsh is very auspicious. Vedic culture is full of knowledge, and a person born in India can fully take advantage of Vedic culture, knowledge, and the cultural system known as Varnashrama Dharma. Even at the present time, we travel all over the world. We see that in some countries, human beings have many material facilities, but no facility for spiritual advancement. We find everywhere the defect of one-sided facilities and a lack of full facilities. A blind man can walk but cannot see, and a layman cannot walk but can see. Anda Pangu Nyaya. The blind man may take the lame man over his shoulder, and as he walks, the lame man may give him direction. Thus combined, they may work, but individually, neither the blind man nor the lame man can walk successfully. Similarly, this human form of life is meant for advancement of spiritual life and for keeping the material necessities in order. Especially in the Western countries, there are ample facilities of material comforts. So, Sri Govinda Prabhu also touched on this in his last class, and he spoke about the blind man and the lame man, right? And so in this way, we see that India is basically the layman, right? And the Western world is the blind man. So India has Vedic culture, right? So it basically it can see, right? And the Westerners, they don't have Vedic culture, so they are compared to blind men. So, and then India is described as lame because it does not have so many material facilities. So Prabhupada says when these two combine, then there's Vedic culture, right? And there is material facilities. So one can make advancement like this when one is self-satisfied with material facilities, and when he has Vedic culture, he can actually make advancement. So this is compared, the blind man and the layman. So let's continue reading. Similarly, this human form of life is meant for advancement of spiritual life and for keeping the material necessities in order. Especially in the Western countries, there is ample facilities for material comforts, but no one has the idea of spiritual advancement. Many are hankering after spiritual advancement, but many cheaters come, take advantage of their money, bluff them and go away. Fortunately, the Krishna consciousness movement is there to give facility for both material and spiritual advancement. So, Krishna consciousness is there to give facility for both material and spiritual advancement, right? So, how do we make material advancement? and how to make spiritual advancement. Material advancement, is there, that we can pray to Krishna, I want to make spiritual progress, so please help me to, to do like this. And Krishna will send material facilities for the individual, right? And to make spiritual advancement, spiritual knowledge is there in all Prabhupada's books, so we can take advantage of this and make spiritual advancement like this, right? By taking to devotional service. So, in India, any man in the villages, unaffected by the industrial cities of India, can live in any condition and make spiritual advancement. The body has been cancelled. The body has been called the city of 9 gates. And these 9 gates include 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, a genital, and a rectum. When the 9 gates are clean and working properly, it is to be understood that the body is healthy. In India, these 9 gates are kept clean by the villagers who rise early in the morning, bathe in the well or rivers, go to the temples to attend Mangal Arati, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and take prasad. We see this, right? Especially in Mayapur and Vrindavan, right? That the villagers, they come in like huge numbers. Every day is like Janmashtami festival. The Janmashtami festival we have, that devotees only come for Mangal Arati, for Janmashtami, or whatever festival we may have, right? But in India, every day this is so. People are coming. They basically, there's no place in the temple, right? And everyone's pushing, and they want to see the Krishna first. Everyone's pushing and pulling and running to the front. So this is how India is. They're so pious that everyone wants to get up early in the morning and run for Mangal Arati, right? So, but we see in the Western countries, because we have so much of luxury, then this is not so prevalent, right? Just on festival days that we actually take advantage of this, right? So, in this way, one can take advantage of all the facilities of human life. We are gradually introducing the system in different centers in our society in the Western countries. One can take advantage of it. One who takes advantage of it becomes more and more enlightened in spiritual life. At the present moment, in India, may be compared to the layman and the Western countries to the blind man. For the past 2,000 years, India has been subjugated by the rule of foreigners, and the legs of progress have been broken. In the Western countries, the eyes of people have become blind due to dazzling glitter of material opulence. The blind man of the Western countries and the layman of India should combine together in this Krishna consciousness movement. Then the layman of India can walk with the help of the Westerner, and the blind Westerner can see with the help of the layman. In short, the material advancement of the Western countries and the spiritual essence of India should combine for elevation of all human society. Hare Krishna. So that ends the purport there. And we can say that actually in India now, people are running towards the West, and they basically leaving India and they're going to the West. Therefore, Donald Trump, he made all these rules and regulations. We don't want to go into politics, but, he is kicking out all the foreigners like that. So, so we should be self-satisfied with whatever Krishna has provided to us. We should be satisfied. and try to make spiritual advancement with whatever little we have, right? So this is our karma. Our karma is, if you're born in a poor family, that's our karma. We should accept it. That, because of my previous life, I have, given this body in this family, and now I am poor, and I should actually, I have a human form of life. This is the greatest asset. I'm actually very rich because I have this human form of life, and we should use this human form of life to make spiritual advancement in Krishna consciousness, right? Although we may be very poor, materially, but actually we should use this opportunity to make spiritual advancement, instead of making material advancement, right? Because when you come to Krishna consciousness, then you have to renounce everything. Prabhupada, in all his books, he talks about renunciation. So what's the use of spending your whole life working so hard for a big mansion, like Partha Maharaj used to say, right? How it goes? Om Jai Jagadishari. Please give me a house by the sea and a color TV. Right? So nowadays, people will ask for an iPhone or, something more that's conducive for this age, right? And in order to make spiritual advancement. So, at least in order to make material advancement. So basically, we should not pray like this, but use whatever facilities we have that God has given us, Krishna has given us, right? Because nothing, not even a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So, if we use whatever facilities we have in our possession to make spiritual advancements, that's perfect, right? And many poor people, they would desire to be rich, right? They want, but when you come to spirituality, when you come to Krishna consciousness, then you have to give up all these material things. So what is the use working your whole life only to come to Krishna consciousness at the end of your life, and then you have to give everything up. So while you are young, take this opportunity to take to Krishna consciousness and give up all these material facilities, or use whatever facilities we may have in the service of Krishna, and in that way it becomes perfect. It becomes spiritual as well, right? So this is called Yukta Vairagya, by using whatever things we may have in Krishna's service, and in this way Krishna is pleased and we are pleased. Krishna is happy that we are taking to spiritual life, we are turning our faces to him, and we become pleased by satisfying Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness, to be happy, right? And when we do like this, we become very happy, and we become satisfied as well. Santushti, satisfied. So I'll stop here. If anyone would like to say something, you're most welcome to do so. Yes, Ravindra.
So thank you so much for your presentation. Back then, before coming to Krishna consciousness, I used to have taste for being to all these mundane places. I used to go to, in my teenage days, I used to go to nightclubs and all these other mundane places like Shattered Fair and all that stuff. So, the year 2012, when I first came to Krishna consciousness, I used to eat meat then. So I was convinced by, Sevika Manjari Mataji, she cultivated me into coming to Krishna consciousness. So she was preaching to me about Krishna consciousness, and also she was she told me to come to the temple and we have a Sunday program. But I used to come in and out of the temple and stuff like that. That time I wasn't practicing. And
now you are here, so that's the most important thing, right?
Through the mercy of a devotee, like Savika Manjari, and like up till now, even if I see her, I offer my obeisance to her because.
Very good.
One thing, never ever forget your first guru. Your first spiritual master is Savika Manjari.
First guru, yes.
Yeah. So I came, and then there was this huge, back then, 2012, back then, some years back, there was this huge, powerful kirtan. And when I first came in, there were some devotees who were looking this side. And I was a bit nervous because the devotees were facing this side, and
Did you dance in the kirtan?
Dance in the kirtan and everything.
Nice.
So they were, that time His Grace Palamparadi Prabhu was leading a very potent, ecstatic kirtan. And that kirtan at that time, it was a roaring.
Very good. So that anyway, attracted you to Krishna consciousness?
That attracted me.
Yes, kirtan.
So when I first heard this, they were singing Guru Puja at that time. And when I came in, then I offered obeisance to Prabhupada, and then I offered flower petals to Prabhupada and everything. So I went in the back, and then I had like goosebumps. My hairs were
Static
standing.
symptoms.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So when I heard the song, when I heard this Guru Puja song, I don't know what was the meaning of the song anyway. But anyway, it attracted me.
It touched your heart.
It touched my heart.
Very good. Give him a round of applause.
It touched my heart.
You can pass the mic to the Prabhu in the back.
So, yeah. So anyway, I was very touched to the song, and this was, even up till now, this Guru Puja is one of my favorite songs. And it's from my heart.
Very good.
The following week, my mother was making some prawns chutney for me as well. So that was my favorite. I told my mother, I don't want to eat that prawns chutney. I just want to go straight to the temple, and I just want to carry on chanting and being with the devotees and everything. So
very nice.
Automatically I was convinced.
Good.
So this is my realization.
Prabhu, you can say something. It's not on.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. I'm happy that you're offering me to say something, because I was contemplating, especially with regards to fish, because being here, ever since coming here, being a vegetarian has always been a thing where I'm like, okay, these people don't eat meat, But coming here, I've sort of subsidized and dumbed down. Mm-hmm. Now, when you mentioned how the fish is caught, I was kind of taken aback, because it seems like the fish is withdrawn from its natural position in a very conniving way, if I may say so, and that automatically made me feel guilty, because I was going to be like, okay, now I don't eat meat, so fish might be an option. But since hearing what you said about fish, I'm like, okay, no fish for me now, because I get that they use their tongue, and that's how we as human beings catch them. Yes. So it's a bit malicious and manipulative, if I may put it that way. So thanks for clearing that up. And I'd like to ask if all fish are caught in that manner, because some during the year, June, July, we have sardines, and we have a lot of sardines. Do they come naturally to us, or do we also use these baits to get them?
I think they wash up on the shore, right? And people go and pick them up. So nets also.
So are we allowed to eat fish, sardines? Cause
Well, Srila Prabhupada said no, we shouldn't eat any animals. You know, we should not eat. So. There's a struggle for survival, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So no fish for me, completely. No. Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Well, hopefully you can become a vegetarian, right? Or a Krishnatarian by offering your food to Krishna, right? Hare Krishna. Anything? Yes, Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear most devotees. Thank you, Mother Rangadevi, for an inspirational lecture on how to advance spiritually. I have worked in the office of the Premier in Northwest. It is a political office, so I interacted a lot with politicians. I might have been one myself. And if it had not been for the Bhagavad Gita, I would have been maybe a premier now. Because, the political influence was so strong and there were so many favorable prospects for me to advance career-wise. But I was also a church person, a very prominent and loved church. The Bhagavad Gita just messed up everything. Honestly, after having gotten into contact with the Bhagavad Gita, my life was turned around. I was a very young, beautiful lady. All prospect just got messed up for me. Here I am now, and I can't think of anything else.
Yes, so may the Bhagavad Gita mess up the lives of everyone who reads it.
Yes, I'd read the Bhagavad Gita 7 times. I just couldn't stop. Even at night, I would secretly light up and read the Bhagavad Gita. The most moment I saw myself, I'm staying very, very far, even from Gauteng. Gauteng is known as Johannesburg, by the way. I tried calling all centers around. I couldn't get through.
Oh, it's fine, it's on.
Oh, my time is on.
No, it's on.
It's still on. Yeah. All right. I asked my brother to accompany me. There's a place called Lenasia. I searched all over Lenasia hoping to find a Hare Krishna temple. There was nothing. But by Prabhupada's mercy, when I continued calling, I landed in Cape Town.
Okay, there is a temple.
And there I was, at the end, who responded was whom I had known as the temple president, Prabhu Sikhi Mahiti. Oh. The first question he asked me was, Mataji, where are you staying? He didn't have a clue of Northwest, he didn't have a clue of Mafikeng. I neither understood any chanting. I said to him, one thing I picked up from the Gita was, I want to become a sannyasi and I want to stay in Vrindavan. He laughed then he said, no, Mataji, the essence and the basis is found on chapter 18, text 66. Abandon all varieties of religion, surrender unto me, I will relieve you of all your, what is it now?
Sinful reactions.
Yes. Which means abandon everything and just surrender unto Krishna's lotus feet. You'll be relieved of all your sinful, what is it?
Reactions.
Reactions. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Bol.
Hare Haribol. Thank you, Madhuri, for sharing that. Haribol. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.